Hey everyone, sorry for getting such a late and sleepy start. Apparently Ike was having some technical difficulties earlier and couldn't get this on the air, so of course all you all know I work nights and I just woke up. So I'm going to be getting it to you right now, and we're going to start out with the jam with Diaz, so from just the other day. So you guys have fun, enjoy this, and I'll be back in just a few minutes.
You're looking for meaning and purpose in your work.
Hello?
We all are. Every year, Harvard Business School Executive Education helps executives like you reevaluate goals and develop both personally and professionally to turn their careers into their callings. Don't be different. Be changed. Go. Start by going to hbs.me/go. That's hbs.me/go.
KBLP LLC. Check us out on iHeart, Speaker, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, with the best podcasters in the business: Denise Harris, Chris Stevens, Michelle Auger, Ike Diaz, Desiree Pickett, Anissa Nicole, Cecilia Flores, Lolita Diaz. Sponsored by TBs303.com. We are also looking for new podcasters. Inbox any of our podcasters or me, Ike Diaz, directly on Facebook, and someone will get back with you ASAP. KBLP LLC. Check us out on iHeart, Speaker, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, with the best podcasters in the business: Denise Harris, Chris Stevens, Michelle Auger, Ike Diaz, Desiree Pickett, Anissa Nicole, Cecilia Flores, Lolita Diaz. Sponsored by TBs303.com. We are also looking for new podcasters. Inbox any of our podcasters or me, Ike Diaz, directly on Facebook, and someone will get back with you ASAP.
And look like a pit. I stay positive, my mind is sick. I'll take you to the breast and drop you off like a fish. I told you beans and rice is the list. I learned about pound for lot, and now I know the fix. Paper so strong, I'm out of 4-door lift. I work the first, second, and third shift. The homies are bumping like dog at the crib. I go slow, I go fast, I go sick. Posters, the warning signs, and expensive lyrics. I always got a cool new twist. I love the rap game like the dude loves his wife's dirty clicks. Cell phone so I can make that fat filthy. They used to rap hardcore, now they sugarcoat it. I deliver automatic and clock it. Hood, don't ever try to stop it. The law of attraction, and I handle it. You can make your life scandalous. I rock every day with the happiness. Crystal clear and there's no fear in this. Power of thought and I mirror. Keep out the locals around that are tight in gear.
Dogs running shit, spooky tears dropping it. Always up on the block, and you know that I just wanna come and get a taste of it. 5'2", 80 shit. Coming up in that room with a clip, emptying like all of it. Dropping them bitches all up in the ditch. Yeah, that's just what I got to do. 3 a.m. I'm doing it, fool. Yeah, I got a Glock and I cock it back, and you know I hit up in the room. I'm a dude that straight riding slow. 5'2", 80, that's where I go. Drop them bombs, and you know I disarm car alarms, and then I go.
Yeah, buddy, back in this bitch, just couldn't ever nap. They love the death, loving this shit. He stuck in that tail, drunk, put on the head, looking for one, ready to hit. Girl stepping up in this bitch, dropping hoes, hit and run, stop and go. All my ladies dropping low. Another Saturday, got show. Bomb blood animal, baby OC can't stop, you know. Cop jockey, yo, gotta keep it poppin', yo. Don't stop for hoes, only money goes close, and ladies with sexy toes. Haters don't stress me so, just like the joke. Pussy beats and flow, gotta keep it tight for show. Gotta ignite the show. Facebook and like me, ho. Y'all was keep it right, no. Always keep it right, no, right.
You're listening to The Jam with Ike Dog. You're listening to The Jam with Ike Dog.
I represent for Colorado, I hold it down for rappers from Greeley to Denver to Alamosa. I represent for Colorado, I hold it down for rappers from Greeley to Denver to Alamosa. I represent for Colorado, I hold it down for rappers from Greeley to Denver to Alamosa. I represent for Colorado, I hold it down for rappers from Greeley to Denver to Alamosa. Big gang city to city, about the local YKE, a sick OD town OG. My baby mama want a Cadillac with the candy paint on green. So I'm selling CDs from city to city. They know my name in Albuquerque. They want me to smoke the sticky, but tomorrow night I got a show in Kansas City. I got a lot of beer drinking, so what to do? I'm Mikey too. On the cell phone booking flights to San Antonio. They know how I roll. Rocking a limo stretch up in Chicago. I'm boss affiliated to make that dough. I'm a powerhouse in Vato. You didn't know? Hoochies and hoes screaming for Ike Dog at the Las Vegas Lowrider show. You know I'm Colorado hustling for Mo. Freestyle battles down in Pueblo, CO. So what's up to Spooky and Schizo and R&B OG Mr. Loco? I know you're up there rocking microphones while I hold it down for Denver, Colorado rappers making paper, making dough.
You're listening to The Jam with Ike Dog. You're listening to The Jam with Ike Dog.
KBLP LLC. Check us out on iHeart, Speaker, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, with the best podcasters in the business. Denise Harris, Chris Stevens, Michelle Auger, Ike Diaz, Desiree Pickett, Anissa Nicole, Cecilia Flores, Lolita Diaz. Sponsored by TBs303.com. We are also looking for new podcasters. Inbox any of our podcasters or me, Ike Diaz, directly on Facebook, and someone will get back with you ASAP.
Filthy fat, the bomb click, TBeats303.com, Spooky T on the beats, shout out to Ike Dog, Ike Two Guns, Shorty Loke, Demo wise guys, mile high wise guys, about to get you all wised out.
There ain't no friends in this business, we knew that from the beginning, but people seem to be tripping, cause I can't make no millions. There ain't nothing but cutthroats, that's when I learned not to rock your boat. People seem to be high off hope, 5,000 for one note, I wish I had that kind of bankroll when you be on my tape, bro. I had homies come and go, you can stay with Ike Dog, I hit the dough. I told you bitches too crazy, people get shady. It doesn't matter if 5 G's or 2 pennies, boppers want they money. People cry for jump change, I watched it growing up back in the days. I should've knew which way we headed, but seems that I neglected to keep the truth in front of me. Now I gotta make this delivery, 2 grips of COC and INE, and that ain't enough to make my payment back, G. These bottles are going off, making $1 million, B, and there ain't no stopping me.
Ike Dog, he's about to get you all wised out. Chino Respect Rodriguez, United AWO Radio. Let me get a motherfucking AWO. Ike Dog for real. Ike Dog League. Chino Respect, Demo Wise Guys, 303 on your face.
On a rampage, only 25 years of age. Ain't tryna get locked up in the cage, cause I wanna really get paid. Releasing my rage on the stage, I ain't ready for this rampage. Show Loke is the dog that's coming down. Now I'm remaining the same, maintaining these lanes. was trying to steal my fame. Damn, it's a shame how I came to the game. Unlike the rest, I beat the test, smoking on the best in the Wild West, where we ripping away your vest off your chest. And yes, I'm a beat coming from the east.
Looking outside in, and I'm starting to spin, and I'm getting in a twist, and I'm flowing like the wind, and I'm hitting your mic like I'm hitting your son. Now you better start to run, cause I'm shooting this gun with the venom from my tongue, invading your lungs. I'm collapsing your body, and now
It's
you're
about to
done.
get you all wised out. Chino Respect Rodriguez, United AWO Radio. Let me get a motherfucking AWO. Ike Dog for real. Ike Dog League. Chino Respect. Demo Wise Guys. 303 on your face.
You're listening to The Jam with Ike Dog. You're listening to The Jam with Ike Dog.
KBLP LLC. Check us out on iHeart, Speaker, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, with the best podcasters in the business. Denise Harris, Chris Stevens, Michelle Auger, Ike Diaz, Desiree Pickett, Anissa Nicole, Cecilia Flores, Lolita Diaz. Sponsored by TBs303.com. We are also looking for new podcasters. Inbox any of our podcasters or me, Ike Diaz, directly on Facebook, and someone will get back with you ASAP. KBLP LLC. Check us out on iHeart, Speaker, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, with the best podcasters in the business. Denise Harris, Chris Stevens, Michelle Auger, Ike Diaz, Desiree Pickett, Anissa Nicole, Cecilia Flores, Lolita Diaz. Sponsored by TBs303.com. We are also looking for new podcasters. Inbox any of our podcasters or me, Ike Diaz, directly on Facebook, and someone will get back with you ASAP.
Mr. Ike Dog. We from the city of the smoke, but we don't calm. We steady rolling slow and something classic just to show off. Ooh, when it's cold like Olaf. All you other rappers act hard, but we know you so soft. When you try to get some sleep and you doze off, we hit the streets and we go mob. You can see the flames coming from the exhaust. Bringing something different to the game. We under the city lights and we're switching in the lanes. You're still on your kitty bike, man, you're such a lame. You remain the same while we go against the grain. That's where we increase the speed limit. Mobbing in that horsepower, someone like seed. That's it, man, you're such a gimmick. And me, you try to mimic. While I'm rocking my D-Town pitted, I'm so ambitious. Why when I put the key in the ignition? Rolling over the competition with my driven vision. Time for control of my path, I'm looking gripping. This is an addiction. Why you can't pass emissions? Cause you say I'm in position by blowing the transmission with the missing in you shifting. The way I make the competition disappear, I should be a magician. Going against I-Dog and man, which chopper was a bad decision.
You're listening to The Jam with Ike Dog. You're listening to The Jam with Ike Dog.
KBLP LLC. Check us out on iHeart, Speaker, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, with the best podcasters in the business. Denise Harris, Chris Stevens, Michelle Auger, Ike Diaz, Desiree Pickett, Anissa Nicole, Cecilia Flores, Lolita Diaz. Sponsored by TBs303.com. We are also looking for new podcasters. Inbox any of our podcasters or me, Ike Diaz, directly on Facebook, and someone will get back with you ASAP. KBLP LLC. Check us out on iHeart, Speaker, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, with the best podcasters in the business. Denise Harris, Chris Stevens, Michelle Auger, Ike Diaz, Desiree Pickett, Anissa Nicole, Cecilia Flores, Lolita Diaz. Sponsored by TBs303.com. We are also looking for new podcasters. Inbox any of our podcasters or me, Ike Diaz, directly on Facebook, and someone will get back with you ASAP.
You're listening to The Jam with Ike Dog. You're listening to The Jam with Ike Dog.
In my city, in my city. You can see it in my eyes, I know you know. We had a high, we smoke and drove. In my city, in the city of smoke. In the city of smoke.
I select the hits and town go push. It's the purple kush. I roll with the plush. No gold teeth, but I punch slappers. This a go rush. I smash through when I bust. I believe in loyalty and trust. I leave them with a bubble when they gut. Underground platinum cuts. It's a mission, that's why I break these sluts. Banging Ike Dog in their Cadillac trucks. They're smashing with medical blunts. I'm a dare fool to do stunts. Up in the nutty cuts. I'm focused, I'm pressed. I go nuts, berserko. I knock it out and I show them I'm lyrical. People think I'm spiritual. I raised like the locals and taught them the game. Now they smoke hoes in and out of Chevy doors. Hustling to get mo. And the homies think they know Ikey, but I'm on a paper route and I keep it sticky. Mile High brand new release and they love me. We had a big ass money factory.
I ride sideways on the highway. I ride my way, the mile highway. In my city, my city. In my city. In the city of smoke. In the city of smoke.
In the city of smoke. 24/7, get your dough. 30370. A masterpiece when I flow. At the flow 2-0. Passing out hydrochronically green buds and mo. I'm in a state where they grow. Paper so big, they're pushing on FBT and shipping over the phone. By the locals, lemon and kiwi is the hot right now, bro. Everybody loaded up on hydro, doing dabs, Cheech and Chong blunts and hip hop does. They say what you love, some edibles to grub, and get high than a mug. She's so high, she
You're listening to The Jam with Ike Dog. You're listening to The Jam with Ike Dog.
KBLP LLC. Check us out on iHeart, Speaker, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, with the best podcasters in the business. Denise Harris, Chris Stevens, Michelle Auger, Ike Diaz, Desiree Pickett, Anissa Nicole, Cecilia Flores, Lolita Diaz. Sponsored by TBs303.com. We are also looking for new podcasters. Inbox any of our podcasters or me, Ike Diaz, directly on Facebook, and someone will get back with you ASAP. KBLP LLC. Check us out on iHeart, Speaker, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, with the best podcasters in the business. Denise Harris, Chris Stevens, Michelle Auger, Ike Diaz, Desiree Pickett, Anissa Nicole, Cecilia Flores, Lolita Diaz. Sponsored by TBs303.com. We are also looking for new podcasters. Inbox any of our podcasters or me, Ike Diaz, directly on Facebook, and someone will get back with you ASAP.
You're listening to The Jam with Ike Dog. You're listening to The Jam with Ike Dog.
Get live with Ike Diaz on KBLP LLC. It goes down the jam. I'm doing just some Ike Dog, old school Ike Dog tracks. You know what I'm saying? One of them is actually a new one that's not complete yet. That's going to be on the new album when the book and the CD and the documentary movie, whatever you want to call it, comes out. I'm just running through this because we had some technical difficulties on Saturday and the sound didn't come out completely right. So I'm making sure that we don't have that problem before we do our next podcast, guys, because we're doing these live podcasts now and they are so cool and they're interesting and they are great to listen to, guys. They're awesome. So real quick, what I wanted to talk to you about was I'm going to be doing a tutorial. So if you do get to listen to this, I know we just posted it. If you do get to listen to this, I'm trying to do it tonight. I'm going to be doing a tutorial on YouTube on how to access Speaker completely, because we have a lot of people who are not signing in and not interacting with us on the comment section. And I've had a lot of complaints about that because people think when I tag them or whatever, they think it's a virus, they think it's spam. They don't realize that it's an actual podcast. So we're having a ton of problems with that. Like I've gotten over 1,000 emails from people who actually, wondering what's going on, when I'm tagging them, or how do they log in? Is it that, they're worried if it's a virus, if their Facebook's going to get hacked, if their Twitter's going to get hacked. It's not a virus. It's a podcasting platform that we all podcast from. There's over 250,000 users on there, and there has never been one problem with anybody getting their Facebook or Twitter hacked. The thing is that everybody thinks they have to sign in with their password and email. You don't. You just bypass that. So if you're coming in through Twitter, you just hit the Twitter. If you're coming in through Facebook, you just hit the Facebook, and it takes you directly in. It logs you in as yourself. That's all it does. It's really simple. So I'm gonna do a tutorial on YouTube. So make sure you check that out. It's gonna be pretty interesting. You can check that out on Ike Diaz Live. And I'll probably run it over on KBLP LLC 4. That's the podcasting station. So I'm gonna put it in both places. That way everybody could check it out. That way, if you have any concerns, you could see how it works, how easily it works, and how easily you could connect to us so that you could chat with the podcasters. Because I've talked to several listeners who listen to like Encounters or the Freaks in the Basement, and they want to interact with those. And Chained, they want to interact, and they just don't know how to actually log in. And it's really not a login process. All you got to do is click the link when you get tagged, And like I said, when you get tagged, just if you're from Twitter or if you're from Facebook, you just hit either one of those and you're in. I always uncheck the box. It says, do you want to be saved? I always uncheck those boxes. I don't like those boxes. But like I said, it's not a virus, guys, so don't worry about that. And like I said, if you feel like it's spam, just get a hold of me and let me know, because we tag like thousands of people, a day between. We were eating pizza tonight. We tag thousands of people between the promoters we got. We got 4 or 5 promoters that promote 7 days a week, 30 days out of the month, 365 days of the year. There's always a promoter promoting. If I'm not at it, I know somebody else is at it. So we always have somebody at it. And not only that, we have the podcasters who get on the ball and they get going with that. So make sure, like I said, if you have any problems with that, I'm hoping to get a call in here from Vlad Brad, the world of Vlad Brad, who will be live Saturday with his podcast. I want to do a test run real quick with him because, like I said, Saturday, the vocals didn't come out for some reason. Michelle, I was talking to Michelle Auger, one of the other podcasters. She does Ecto. She does the Planet B.O.B. Bug Out Bag. Make sure you check into that. She was saying she was already running into that problem. So, and it's funny is because I use a mixer and not just the mixer on the studio, the speaker studio. I use a separate mixer that I connect to the computer so that I could put I've had up to 7 people on a podcast before, and I've never had a problem. Everybody comes out clearly. Everybody comes out leveled. It levels itself. And for some reason, this Saturday, it was just me and Zach. That's the world of Vlad Brad. We were doing the podcast, and it didn't come out right. Something went wrong. Like on the voice was real low. I can hear him crystal clear on my end. I can hear him crystal clear in the speakers and everything. Going through the whole setup, I checked everything. All the levels were fine. Everything was fine. So I don't know what the deal was on that. So hopefully, like I said, he's supposed to be giving me a call tonight, and hopefully get it figured out. And since I'm doing this right now, maybe I'll wait till tomorrow to do that tutorial. That way, everybody, because we get a lot of listeners later. So, excuse me. Stephanie, what was it? I didn't see the last name. I think it was Rodriguez, guys. I think we have a Stephanie Rodriguez who follows us. She just said hi. See, I have to get those messages through my inbox because they won't go over into the chat. It's the craziest thing. So the whole time I'm podcasting, I hear ding 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 ding. It beeps every time it hits my messenger. So hi, Stephanie Rodriguez. Check out the tutorial that I'll be doing tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and do it tomorrow. I was going to do it tonight. That way more people could listen to this and they could check it out. So speaker, if you do listen to our podcast at all, I know you guys don't. You guys have so many. I sent an email to you guys about doing the tutorial on logging in because of all the complaints we've had, all the issues with it. So you guys should get an email. If you want to respond to it, let me know. If you want to be part of me doing this tutorial, let me know as soon as possible. And, maybe we could put your brand on the YouTube video. That way YouTube knows that our speaker, that way everybody knows speakers, trying to help their podcasters produce their content. You know what I mean? So their content comes out better. So we get more people in the chat and more people communicate with us through the chat instead of having to go through our messengers or our emails. Or that's how we have that everybody listening to us that's how we communicate with everybody. We communicate because we have to get our messages through Messenger or we have to get our messages through email. So we sit here and we hear the beeps the whole time during our podcast when they can easily be in the chat. And, we could communicate right back and forth with everybody, because Speaker knows we have a ton of listeners. So I don't think Speaker would mind. I think Speaker would be behind it. So that's why I sent them the email. And hopefully, they respond to me. I doubt they will. They're, like I said, they have 250,000 podcasters. So we're just a blink on their radar, but we're one of their highest rated podcasts. So hopefully, like their independent podcast, we're one of their highest rated ones. So hopefully they excuse me. Hopefully they'll at least acknowledge us, so we know that they know that what we're trying to do as far as working on a tutorial to get this going a little better, so that people could listen better. So tonight you listen to Ike Dog running it. It's Ike Dog, Young E, who's in Florida now, Spooky T, TBeats303.com. The second one was Ike Dog, I Represent for Colorado. That's one of my favorite tracks, guys. That song's a hit song. Like, it's like it's only one verse too. It's only one verse. Let me go back to the Ike Dog running it. I'm gonna give you some history on that. I don't know, I'm breathing all crazy tonight. I took a shower earlier and it was all hot, so I'm gonna give you some history on Ike Dog running it. So I didn't know about this song. So me and Young E pull up at the studio. We got my daughter in the car. She's only about, 12 years old or so, somewhere around there. And Spook says, well, I got a song for us to do. And I'm like, I actually went with 2 verses. I usually only go with 1 verse when I go do a song. So I went with 2 verses, and I ended up doing 2 verses in 1, 2 16s. And it was worth it because the song was long. And the songs, it actually only came out to 3:47. The problem, it wasn't that the song was long, is the beat was so fast. And I'm used to, when I go to Spookies, I just get knockers like doom, doom, ch, doom, doom, ch, doom, doom, ch. So I just have to be like, I'm on the block, straight up on the spot, just the lame brain shit, you know what I mean? But with that one, I had to be like, if you listen to it, I'm like lyrically on that pretty decent. You know what I mean? He had to kind of speed up my voice a little bit so I could be on beat a little, better through the whole song. But it was just that touch. It's not like what these kids do now. They do all kinds of radioactive shit to get their music. I'm going to run through that whole set list. There's only 5 songs. I'm going to run through it one more time, so I have at least an hour podcast tonight. But so we recorded the song. I did 2 verses. Young E did a verse. Spooky T finished it out with a verse. So we're sitting there. I'm waiting for Spooky T to mix it down. It's still early. It's only about 10:30. We knocked this song out quick. We knocked it out in like 2 hours. Like, I went in there, I laid my verses, boom, boom, boom. They were tripping. These were all brand new verses. I just wrote them. They were all, solid. And so I'm sitting there, Spooky's mixing it, and Spooky, I knew earlier that week he had put up some videos from his new camera. So I was like, why don't we shoot the video? Let's go shoot the video tonight. And remind you, it's just me, Spooky, Young E, and my daughter. So, Spooky's drinking a little bit, you know what I mean? And I'm kind of like encouraging when people are drinking. So I tell Spooky, well, let's roll, man. Let's go do this. Young E, let's do this. Young E has to get home to his wife later. You know what I'm saying? But Young E was like, oh, all right, man, let's do this. Ike Dog, you know what I'm saying? So me, Spooky, Young E, and I, along with my daughter, go ahead and start filming this video. We didn't, when we first thought about it, I got a lot of responses for it. When we first did it, I got a lot of responses. Everything was positive. I think I only got like 1 or 2 negative ones. And what I've noticed about social media is if you don't get like, I know YouTube, it has like 10,000 views or something, 15,000 views, and it has like 100 and some likes or something, 300, maybe it's 300 likes and like 2 dislikes. YouTube, if you don't get dislikes, people don't think it's real. So I'll tell people, instead of putting a like on there, I'll say, put a dislike on there, please. So people think, it's real. So like, even now with the Ideas Live, I got like, I've been doing these videos and I got like one dislike, 2 dislike, and I got all kind of over 100 like 200 likes. You know what I mean? And I'm like, shoot, people are gonna think that's like you're buying them or something. You know what I mean? And I don't have to buy them. People put those likes on there. So, and I appreciate it and I thank you. I'm grateful for it. You know what I mean? So, just like here on I was on YouTube the other night. I was doing the chemtrail thing and I said I was showing the jam. And I was like, I only had 99 likes on there, right? And I was live, so I was like, will everybody go over there? Will somebody go over there? Because I want to get to at least 100 likes. Will somebody go over there and put a like? And like within 30 seconds, I had 5 likes. I went to 105 likes. I got 6 more likes, so that was pretty cool. Thank you guys who did that, who were listening. So I know people were listening. That was pretty awesome. So Ike Dog running it. My daughter helped shoot part of the video. She probably don't even remember. It's been so long. See, I keep getting those beeps. I don't know if you guys hear them. It's been so long. She was shooting part of the video. She's actually in the video holding up one of Spooky's posters. She gets flashed in there, and she's wearing my glasses. I got my Lokes. She's wearing my glasses, and she's wearing them. And it's pretty cool. It's funny. Now when you see her, she looks totally different. She was just a little, she's 11, maybe 11 or 12. I don't know. That's how old that song was, because she's older, 5 years older now. So that was some years ago. But it was such a good time filming that, and I'd already stopped drinking, so I wasn't drinking. You know what I mean? Young E don't drink, so me and him were sober. Spooky had his vodka getting down, and we did all that in one night. We recorded the track. Spooky did the beat. We recorded the track, all the vocals. He mixed it down. We shot the whole video. He mixed down the video, did the whole video. We were there till about 2, 3 in the morning. Everything was done within 5, 6 hours. That's the only time we had ever done a song like that, kicked one out like that, because it usually takes sometimes a couple weeks, a month, sometimes. Sometimes when I go solo, I can knock out a song all by myself, like that same day. But when I take features over there to Spooky's, sometimes we have to come back to finish it up. Something went wrong with the vocals. One of the rappers didn't have his lyrics ready. Something always comes up when I bring features. There's a few times like that. Thug Vatos. I brought my goddaughter's husband, and he did the chorus line, and I brought PAC, and he did a verse, and we did that whole track in one night. Me, Spooky, PAC, Isaac Galando. So, and it came out good. That song's solid. That song's really good. I mean, it's on YouTube like 4 times. I think somebody else even reposted it, and it has like, the lowest views is like 20,000 or something like that. So that one got hit pretty hard. I mean, like for us, because we're not used to getting those kind of numbers on YouTube. We get 500 to 1,000 views if we're lucky. And then we're getting songs that are like The City of Smoke. I'll get to that one in a minute. The City of Smoke, that one has like 200,000 views or something. And I tripped, because I gave YouTube up because I got a YouTube my channel in 2012, and I couldn't. It was like not going anywhere, not doing nothing. So I was like, oh, forget YouTube, and I'll work on something else. So I got into the podcasting, and podcasting has took off for us. You know what I mean? I was working with a couple podcasting stations. I did some local radio. I did some commercials. I did a bunch of commercials in the 90s. That's all I did was commercials for a local station out here, hip hop station. But that's all I did. I did the commercials for them, and that's where I actually got my start. And then I bought my first radio station in the early 2000s, and the actual station, and I owned it about a year before I sold it. And there was just too many problems with licensing and everything. And then the antenna was about 80 foot. You know, we had to get that thing out every day. It was a it was a crazy ownership, you know. But I was happy with it. Like, I was happy, you know, back then. I used to go on all the time, be on from 9 in the morning till 4 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Doing interviews, playing music. I actually got all kinds of mix CDs that I would make all these mix CDs with my music, other people's music, and I would just let them play. You know, back then, that's the way I did it. You know, with the CD player plugged into the amplifier that ran the station. So it was pretty interesting. So that next song that you guys heard was Ike Dog, I Represent for Colorado. I don't remember writing that song. I wrote it. I write all my vocals. But that song, I don't remember writing. But I do. I performed it a lot of times because here in Colorado, because it's like, and every time somebody hears that song, they always got to tell me, hey, dog, that I represent for Colorado, you should have a full length of that. That song is cold, you know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, I'm working on it, you know what I mean? So I'm going to get over to the next song that I played was the Ike Dog featuring Shorty Loke and Chino Respect, produced by Spooky T. We went crazy. I spent Christmas Eve with Shorty Loke, actually. We went running around town. I was driving the big work truck, and we were running around town till about 10:39. His mom made a big old feast at the house. She had a prime rib, all kinds of stuff. It was pretty cool. And Chino Respect, that night we went to go record. That was the first time I'd ever met him in person. He's like I want to say about 5 to 10 years younger than me. I'm not sure. So we had never really met. Yeah, he actually lived in the same neighborhood as I did, right off the same street and everything. But we had never came across each other. And then we started talking online. We talked online for like 2 years. And then I said, well, you know, I'm going to go record this song with Spooky. And I think he was living over that part of town. I was like, hey, man, you want to come through and do something? You want to come through and check it out and meet up? And then he ended up coming with the verse and did a verse on that, you know, so it was pretty cool. And then Shorty Loke, came, and if you listen to this cat, he sounds like a young Pimp C. I remember getting, I think before, there was a little, they had like a 5-song EP, the first thing UGK put out, Pimp C and Bun B. And he sounded just like Pimp C, Shorty Loke. If you listen to the song, go back and listen to it. For everybody who listens to this later, or you're just turning in, or as soon as this is over, go back and listen to Shorty Loke. And he sounds just like a young Pimp C. You'll trip out. When I listen to his voice, I'm like, wow. Because I remember Short Texas. And he sounded like him. It's funny as I heard Pimp C like on 2 Short songs, he did chorus lines on them. And I thought he was a girl first, before I knew it was Pimp C on there, because I had already knew who Pimp C was from UGK. But I didn't know he was doing chorus lines for like all these big name rappers. And some of the songs you heard, he did one with like E40, and it would sound like a girl singing the hook. And I was like, and they were like, nah, that's Pimp C. And I was like, boom. And then it kind of clicked in. Oh yeah, it does sound like Pimp C. This is tight. Because at first I was like, oh, this don't sound that tight. And then I found out who it was. I was like, yeah, that's some heat. So that's some history on that. Chino Respect, cool dude. One of the first podcast stations he called me up and said, "Hey man, you want to do some podcasts?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." And I was doing like 4 or 5 shows on that station. I was doing a lot of shows. It was taking off, and then somebody made a bad comment to him, and then I backed him up. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who was playing like he's an investor. I met this dude before. He's a clown. Was telling him, at first he was gaslighting him or whatever they say. You know what I'm saying? Tell him we'll do this and we'll do that for you. You know what I'm saying? And then he turned around and told him, all your 10 listeners, we don't want to deal with you and all your 10 listeners. You know what I mean? And it was in the first year or something of his station. So all you're gonna have is 10 listeners. I was getting like 100 listeners, but I've always had a big following, so people always listen to my whatever I'm doing or follow whatever I'm doing. So I always pulled away, had 100, at least 100 listeners every podcast I did. So I didn't do a podcast if I didn't get a hold of, I got 5,000 friends on Facebook. If I can't get 100 listeners, I shouldn't be podcasting. That's the way I see it. So I know that's a big statement, because it's hard to get viewers. That's why it's the YouTube thing is so. I've been messing around with the YouTube thing. The Ike Diaz Live. Make sure you go check me out. Ike Diaz Live on YouTube. Check out KBLP LLC podcast on YouTube, and then check out KBLP LLC 4. That's this right here, where you can get all these podcasts, and they're all amazing. They're all awesome. They're all interesting, and they're all worth your time, guys. And you'll get some great music, from heavy metal to rock to rap to old school. You'll get some great, you got the audio drama Chained with Desiree Pickett. I think she's coming back January 23rd. That's her return date for the second half of season 2. So be on the lookout for that. There's a bunch of interviews. I'm going to ask her if she'll put them on KBLP LLC. All the actors on that. There's a ton of actors on that, guys. So, and then, I'm out of air, guys. It felt like I was running. I was running and exercising shit. My big old fat butt. Nah, I'm a gorilla. I was like my big old hands. I got gorilla hands. Well, I walk around like a gorilla. The next track I'm gonna get to is the Ike Dog featuring Midwest Chopper. This is gonna be on my new album. I have the full song, but I like just playing the instrumental because I like to practice to it. So when the instrumental is on, Midwest Chopper's on this instrumental. If you listen to his verse, he says chopping it up with Ike Dog or something. I don't know what he's saying, but he has a good verse on there. So check it out. It's at 3:24 his verse. So make sure you check out Midwest Chopper. He's a young Colorado artist that's doing pretty good. Got some, probably by now has 100 songs. I'm just guessing. When I was running with them, they had 20, 30, 40 songs. So he has to have like about 100 songs by now. So check out his SoundCloud, his iTunes, his YouTube, whatever he got his music on. It's Midwest Chopper. And he was doing a ton of shows back then when they were running with me. But I don't know if there's still. I know he just said that he's going to be doing this. I've seen his Facebook. He's going to be doing a show here pretty soon. So that's pretty cool. Shout out to Midwest Chopper. Midwest Chopper. That's going to be a cool song. It's called Go Mob. Go Mob. Go Mob the Bank Out. You can ask them little to what I'm talking about. It's gonna be a tight track when you guys hear it. And then I come to the City of Smoke. So there's a good backstory on this. This song has 200,000 plays on YouTube, and one of the reasons why we hit the niche, we put the reefer. My daughter did the video on YouTube. We put the reefer on the front, and I think that's why it got 200,000 views. So it actually hit everything it was supposed to. It ended up getting like 4,000 subs. It got like the hours on it. It got like 350,000 view hours or no, 350,000 minutes is what I mean. Sorry about that, guys. So that channel could be monetized. The only thing is, it only has one song on there, City of Smoke. So we're not even messing with that until we decide what we're going to do with that channel. But it's already ready to be monetized because it already hit all the numbers when it was time. Like if we were signed into it at the time, they said, well, you need to sign in now. If we would have known, that song would have been that channel right there would have been monetized already. But we didn't know. Like we didn't know about the changes. I didn't know about the changes on YouTube till like 6 months after. So I'm gonna get me some water real quick, guys. Hold on just a second. I'll throw on a real quick jam for you guys while I'm grabbing me some water, and then I'll come back and I'll chop it up because I want to tell you the story about the City of Smoke, and then hopefully the World of Vlad Brad, Zach Morrison will be calling in. I didn't realize wasn't that Zach's name from Saved by the Bell? I'm gonna have to ask him about that. Actually, I've never asked him about that. I'll have to ask him about that. But check this out. I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna run actually give me some water real quick.
I represent for Colorado. I hold it down for rappers from Greeley to Denver to Alamosa. I represent for Colorado. I hold it down for rappers from Greeley to Denver to Alamosa. I represent for Colorado. I hold it down for rappers from Greeley to Denver to Alamosa. I represent for Colorado. I hold it down for rappers from Greeley to Denver to Alamosa. Big gang city to city, about the local YKE. A sick OD town OG. My baby mama want a Cadillac with the candy paint on green. So I'm selling CDs from city to city. They know my name in Albuquerque. They want me to smoke the sticky, but tomorrow night I got a show in Kansas City. I got a lot of beer drinking, so what to do? I'm Mikey too. On the cell phone booking flights to San Antonio. They know how I roll. Rocking a limo stretch up in Chicago. I'm boss affiliated to make that dough. I'm a powerhouse in Vato. You didn't know? Hoochies and hoes screaming for Ike Dog at the Las Vegas Lowrider Show. You know I'm Colorado hustling for mo. Freestyle battles down in Pueblo CO. So what's up with Spooky and Schizo and RV OG Mr. Loco? I know you're up there rocking microphones while I hold it down for Denver, Colorado rappers making paper, making dough, making dough.
KBLP LLC. Check us out on iHeart, Speaker, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, with the best podcasters in the business: Denise Harris, Chris Stevens, Michelle Auger, Ike Diaz, Desiree Pickett, Anissa Nicole, Cecilia Flores, Lolita Diaz. Sponsored by TBs303.com. We are also looking for new podcasters. Inbox any of our podcasters or me, Ike Diaz, directly on Facebook, and someone will get back with you ASAP. I'm back like a John Elway comeback. I can't even watch sports no more, guys. The Denver Broncos, it was a tough season. We still got to finish up the season. I think there's only a few episodes left of sports, so make sure you tune into sports with the awesome Denise Harris. She puts it in for sports, so make sure you check her out. She does a great job, guys. So make sure you tune in. I might be on one episode to finish out the season, and I know she has a co-host that she's working with. So make sure you check it out, guys. Real quick, I'll just let you know about our podcasters, and I'll throw in at least one of their podcasts with them. Lolita Diaz, who does late Thursday nights, where she should be on right now, but I'm filling in for her. And then you have Denise Harris, who does Encounters, which is basically our number one show. And she does sports, which is the 1 and 2 number one show. So she's pretty good at what she does, guys. And she does a couple more. She does like 3 or 4 more podcasts. TWD when it's on. So American Horror Story. She does a few different podcasts. So make sure you check out Denise Harris. She's pretty awesome. Michelle Auger, who does Ecto and Planet B.O.B. Make sure you check that out. It's all about bug out bags. Planet B.O.B. is you have to have a bag ready to make sure you have all the necessary items you need if something goes down, guys, you got to be ready to go. You know what I mean? You got to have a medicine kit. You got to have some extra food and water. You got to be ready to go. We're in some times right now that are pretty shifty, pretty crazy, guys. This ain't the 80s and the 90s. We're in times right now where you might have to pack up and get going, you know. So make sure you check out Planet BLB. They do so much stuff for prepping, and then, you know, it's whatever you need for your bug out bag. So make sure you check that out, guys. So it's pretty awesome. And then you got the freak Chris Stevens with Freaks in the Basement. He's the one that does this for me. Check it out. I love this intro.
You're listening to The Jam with Ike Dog.
That's the freak Chris Stevens. Make sure you check him out every Friday night. He'll be on tomorrow with the Freaks in the Basements. That is one of the number one shows. It's been one of the number one shows for a long time. So make sure you check him out. And then we get to Desiree Pickett, who has Chain with Anissa Nicole, who's been part of KBLP LLC for the last couple of years. They do an awesome audio drama that you need to check into. You can check out Chain Season 1. That's on Speaker. KBLP LLC. And then now Chain Season 2. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I was trying to turn that back off. Oh, sorry. Jeez. I told you I'm tired from that. When I got tired because it was so hot. I was sitting here sweating. I was in like a sweat room for a minute. But anyway, Chained Season 2, the mid-season finale was just a few weeks ago. Make sure you check out the Chained Season 2 second season opener, and that'll be on January 23rd. I could be wrong, but I will recheck my schedule. I'll put it in the comments if I'm wrong. So check the comments later, just to make sure that I'm right, that I'm okay, that I'm flying with you. I'm gonna fly. But they have an awesome podcast, so make sure you check out that show. And then you want to check out The World of Lad Brad, Zach Morrison, who will be starting Saturday with his podcast. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know, but it's going to be pretty good from what I understand. It's going to be pretty interesting, so I'm pretty excited to see. He's actually going to fill in for me for 3 or 4 weeks, and then I'll come back with the jam, and then we're going to put him on another night or another morning. I think he said that morning was going to work for him, so you may be looking for him in the morning. And he does an awesome job. I'm pretty shocked on his history of music, because I'm about 5 years older than him, I think. I'm pretty shocked on his history of music, and I'm pretty shocked on his history of wrestling. You know, I grew up watching wrestling. I'm not a wrestling fan. I don't even know who the wrestlers are now, but I grew up watching it, and it was a great time. And I'm pretty shocked that he knows more about wrestling than I do. But I have a good. I remember them days. I used to watch them with my grandpa. It used to be so much fun. Every Saturday or Sunday morning, we used to get up early just to watch wrestling. Me and him. He enjoyed it. I remember we took him to wrestling here in Colorado in the 90s, and it was like The Undertaker. He was in a 3-man match against someone else. It was 3-on-3. You know how they used to call it the handicap match or whatever? It was The Undertaker, and I don't remember anybody else in the match. I really don't. I don't remember not one person. So I'm sorry about that, guys. Oh, so let me get to I hope I got everybody in the podcast, and thanks to our promoters, you guys are awesome. Look out for Stephen Clark and Sonia Delgado. They're putting a Broncos group together. Those Broncos groups, they run year round on Facebook, so they're gonna have their own Broncos group. So make sure you go by, support the team. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be in there. So I'll be in there rocking and rolling all the time. I might be an admin. They might make me an admin. I don't know. It'll be there. It's their group, so they're gonna pretty much run it, But everybody knows I was an admin in another group that I put a lot of time into, it's kind of strange, you know. I've been an admin in a lot of Broncos groups, and it always boils down to the same thing. I watch it, and I know when it's coming. And I'm not an admin in the group no more, and I'm no longer a member of the group, and I no longer promote the group. I wish the group the best. I hope they do good, but I go look by it, and the numbers are like 25% of what it was when me and the rest of the guys were there. So I'm like, I wish you guys the best. I hope the numbers build back up, but I seen that happen to another group I was an admin in. When we left, their numbers just shot down bad, crazy bad. So I'm still huffing and puffing. I don't know why I'm doing that. Excuse me, guys. I got me water. I might have to go outside for a while because we had the heat blasting when I got in the shower. So it was like, let me get into this real quick because it's already kind of late. I didn't realize how late it was. I thought Zach would call by now, but I guess I was wrong. On a side note, at the end of this, I want to tell a quick story that I didn't tell on the Ideas Live podcast. I did a podcast, and I didn't get a chance to talk about it, but I got to remember which podcast or which episode that was. I have to think back real quick. So I'm gonna get over to the City of Smoke. There's 2 verses on this, and I think I got the beat Ike did. Ike Jr. when he was still doing beats. He used to do beats. My son used to do beats, and so I took this old beat from him actually. I took this old beat from him, from his beats, and I used it. I made this song called The City of Smoke. So I took it over to Spooky's studio, tbs303.com. We recorded the first verse, and I thought it was, I listened to it about 1,000 times. I was like, dang, this is one of the best songs I've ever done. And then, I couldn't get back in, so I got a copy of it, a good clean copy. He actually had to email me it, and it took like 2 hours because I made sure he sent it to me in a file that I could put it over into the studio and I could record with it. So, because I tried the copy, the CD burn copy, and then I always take my USB. I always take my USB over there to put everything on my USB. And I took a copy of a disc. I always take a disc. Excuse me, sorry. And it didn't come out the way I wanted it. So he ended up sending me it over the internet, and it took forever. Like you could see it like downloading, and it just would not download. Like it was just taking forever. So I finally got it. So the first half of the song was recorded with Spooky. It was awesome. Second half of the song I recorded here at my studio, which I didn't like the second verse. I didn't like the way it came out. But when you listen to that song and you put it in the car that bumps, it comes out perfect. Like boom, boom. It just has that throb. And there's no real message in it. It's just the City of Smoke. You know, there's 2 states, Seattle, Washington, and Denver, Colorado, were the first 2 places to legalize marijuana to officially. I know it was in California in the South and a few other places that they had stores already. They had a medical, but we were the first one to open up actual stores, guys, here in Colorado and Seattle, Washington. So so I made this song from the City of Smoke. And I'm actually going to redo the song for the new album because, like I said, I wasn't happy with the verse and the last verse. Even though you play this song, what I might do is I might keep both verses and just add a third verse, and put out the song like that on the new album because that's just go and listen to it and you'll see what I'm talking about. Just put it in a car. That if you got a car that throbs, got alligators in the trunk, put it in that trunk. This is how hard I'm trying to tell you. It's like I'm gonna send your little homie out there to go pull teeth out of an alligator. That's how hard this song is. The City of Smoke. So I would really go check it out. I'm not being big-headed. I'm really humble and I'm really grateful. But go check out this song, The City of Smoke. So I'm just going to play a couple more. I'm going to play Ike Dog Running It again, and I'm going to play City of Smoke. And then I'll play that Ike Dog featuring Shorty Lokes, so that you guys can see the comparisons between him and Pimp C, guys. You can see the voices. But that's the story on that. On the other stuff I was going to talk about that I missed talking about, it's my fault. So I'm going to have to save it for. Excuse me. I'm gonna have to save it for the ideas live. I'm just gonna probably have to add it in as a side note for when I'm talking about, guys. So just check out these songs. I have tons of songs, guys, but I can't play them on here because I'll get copyright strikes because they're with CD Baby, they're with iTunes, they're with all the digital outlets. So if I play them on here, boom, they'll hit a copyright strikes. So these songs right here that I play, they're not with any of those outlets, so I won't get any copyright strikes on them. But if I played the other ones that I'm talking about, I'll get a copyright strike. So I got 3 songs to play for you guys. Have a great night. Look for the tutorial over the weekend, and then we're gonna try to run replays on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So we might be running 24/7 over New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So anytime that you got free time, just pop in and check out one of the podcasts. Just I'm going to run that tutorial, and then I'm going to also, like I said, we might go ahead. I know New Year's Day, Michelle said she can go ahead and run it live the whole day. Just run podcasts that day. So make sure you check that out. Golly, my screen and my went out at the same time. What are you doing? I got a gorilla in the back of me. Sounding like I got an alligator in the trunk. Now, guys, have a good night. Don't be out there pulling alligator teeth out. I was just joking. That's something my Uncle Johnny would have said when I was a kid. Go out and pull alligator teeth out and I'll give you $0.25. Now, have a good night, guys. KBLP LLC, live at Ike Diaz on the jam. Lolita Diaz should be doing the jam, but she's just walking around the house like a gorilla. No, I'm just joking. The jam with Ike Diaz. Have a good evening, guys. KBLP LLC. Check us out on iHeart, Speaker, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, with the best podcasters in the business. Denise Harris, Chris Stevens, Michelle Auger, Ike Diaz, Desiree Pickett, Anissa Nicole, Cecilia Flores, Lolita Diaz. Sponsored by TBs303.com. We are also looking for new podcasters. Inbox any of our podcasters or me, Ike Diaz, directly on Facebook, and someone will get back with you ASAP.
All right, everyone. Thank you for listening. That was the jam with Ike Diaz, and we will be back just a little bit here. I'm going to be playing some more of our shows. Sorry we had such a late start. I wasn't feeling well. I couldn't get together. You know how it goes. But anyways, we'll be here all night playing your favorites. I think I'm going to be playing the Freaks next. I can't do that right now when I'm sick. But I'll be playing that next. And then later, of course, we'll have the Hollywood Review. We'll have Active for me. And we'll have encounters from Miss Denise Harris. So y'all stay tuned. And I will be back shortly with some more replays.